Welcome and welcome back. This is your host Shay, and this is Shay's Unfiltered Podcast. Tonight, guys, we are at episode 5. We're about to discuss whether you and your partner should share the same friends. Listen. This is a deep topic for people. When you're in a relationship, the lines can get a little blurry, right? Should you and your partner actually hang out with the same friends, or should y'all each have your own separate circles? It's one of those topics that honestly can stir up an interesting conversation or maybe a little bit of debate. But right now, we're about to get into it. First thing about it is the pros of sharing your friends. What is it? To me, honestly, having mutual friends can make things feel more, undefined will probably bring you closer as a couple. It creates the opportunity for you guys to get to know each other's surroundings and how y'all share experiences with each other. Going on trips, having double dates, which can strengthen y'all connection, honestly. For me, I feel like, why not? I might have a difference of realm of friends than you, and we could all bring them together and coincide with each other. It might make or break the situation. Why does it matter to us? Because sharing friends can create a sense of teamwork, meaning we make social life, social circles, happy circles, being in different places, meeting new people, coinciding with each other. The benefits of having separate friends is pretty much like keeping some friendships separate. Some people have their best friends, some people have partners that may not allow them to have personal spaces with other people. But that's okay too. Having an individuality means a big difference. It allows us to maintain our identities with each other, building different relationships with other people. If your partner don't allow you to express yourself or get out and try to experience other people and figure out if the circle of friends that they have may not be for them, the circle you have may not be for you, and that's okay. It's fine. We all grow to love different types of people. Do your individuality make it a different story? That's what you have to find out. Our independencies make us who we are. That builds better relationships with other people. What about if we all balance both worlds, right? Say you have friends that could balance your friendship, your individuality, a mixed crowd. How do you deal with it? What do you do? It's kind of like figuring out where do you fit, right? Connecting with other people. Are you a Debbie Downer? Are you somebody that maybe can't figure out if you fit in some certain types of circles, right? Connecting with other people allow you to see if you can build friendships based on genuine love. You might go out with certain people and may not even feel like they are for you, but at that time, that's what it is. You may even be a solo person, right? Somebody that always like to go out by themselves, eat dinner by themselves, go out to different restaurants by themselves, and interact with people. That might be your realm, right? Why does that matter to us? Because you're balancing out who you are as an individual. You're starting off fresh. You're figuring out, ensuring yourself of what type of circle you want to be around, what type of experiences you want to predict, what type of perspectives you want to be in those type of relationships. Now, they may have potential risks, right? You might have those type of friends where you hang out with them and they might not be in your realm of people or your circle. A disagreement can happen. Your partner might not feel like you need to be around that person because the mutual understanding is not the same. Uncomfortableness. And that might be an involvement for y'all to discuss, right? Again, figuring out where you fit with the friends that you have. Keep some distance between your relationship and your dynamic with your friends. Because if you don't, the friendship that you have and your dynamic with your relationship can intertwine with each other. And it prevent unnecessary arguments and maintain harmony in your situation. Please do. Because if not, you will end up somewhere where you're confused, you're trying to pick sides, and it's not that type of situation, right? Figure out what type of friends you want to have around you, because there's different sort of friends. There's different type of people that may be for you, that may be against you. The frustration of unwillingness to change. Figure that part out. Because if you don't, you'll end up somewhere in a situation in your relationship where it might not work. You might guys end up arguing, trying to disagree and understand where the other person is coming from. It's friendships nowadays where people feel like they have to pick a side or be a certain way for other individuals. That's not true. You can have both type of friendships and still maintain your relationship with your spouse as well as your friends. You have to pick and choose what your battles are, what type of friendship you want, and how you want it. Moving forward, why is it that a lot of people can't be around certain circles? Why? Because everybody's different. You have to figure out what type of friendship is most important to you, as well as your livelihood around and understanding the challenges that come with having a friendship around a relationship. It's the ship part. You have to have a boundary. A boundary meaning you guys come together and figure out how your friendship's supposed to be. What is it y'all supposed to learn from each other? What is it y'all supposed to do with each other? Friendships are important. And we're not going to knock friendships tonight. We're going to talk about how friendships make relationships sometimes. Because you get the challenge of both. The understanding and the non-understanding. Authenticity in a relationship, as well as friendship, builds connections. The desire to have friendships where you can truly be yourself without having to hide parts of who you are. And that's the same thing in relationships. Don't ever hide who you are to be in a relationship. Ships mean you build. Friendships, relationships. It's a building process. For example, who you are deeply is who you become in your relationship and your friendships. Try to grow and challenge yourself to be better and figure out what type of environment you want to be in. Support and understand what type of friends you want to have. It all is based on how your relationship will go. Support and understanding from friends as well as mutuals is a practice. A friend who knows when to offer a listening ear and advice will never distract you from your relationship. The friendships that you build will never pass judgment on your relationship or your friendship, and that's vice versa, whether it's a relationship or your friendship. Respect people's boundaries, guys. Respect people's boundaries. All you have to do is make a mutual respect, and that's it. Emotional limits, that's it. Whether your friendship and it's your relationship. Learn who allows you to have respect and alone time for yourself, whether it's friends or it's family or it's your relationship. You have to have a moment of mental health. It's important, guys. It's important. Understand your healthy boundaries when it comes to your friends who's thriving for you. It's a safe space. It's respect and it's values. You have to have the same respect back in your relationships. Friends who are spontaneous, who want to hang out, who want to joke around, it's the same thing as building a friendship. Friendships are an important factor when it comes to relationships. For me, I think that I build all my relationships with my friends based on how my relationship is with my wife. If my relationship with my wife is not top tier, my friendships will never be top tier. Because I base all my friendships on my relationship with my wife. Because I feel like a ship, it doesn't change. It stays the same. So whether it's a friendship or it's a relationship, it stays the same. How I treat my wife is how I treat my friends. And that's real talk. How I treat my wife is how I treat my friends. I don't treat them no different. I look out for everybody. I try to make sure everybody's good. The same way I look out for my wife. It has to match. If you don't have the same realm of friendship that you have with your relationship, it will never work. Because what you're looking for in your relationship is a friendship. If you don't start off with a friendship in your relationship, 9 times out of 10, I kind of feel like it goes, it might teeter-totter a little bit. Because you're looking for somebody that's loving, that's caring, that's respectful, that's thinking about your well-being, that's thinking about you, that's thoughtful. All of those things. So if you don't have that in your relationship, how the hell can you see it in your friendship? It doesn't work. One hand has to feed the other. When it matters the most is when you have laughter and you have everything that glues y'all together. Good friendships together create memories and hold a strong bond, right? Say, for instance, you have growth in your relationship, right? Friendships that push you to grow is the same thing as experiencing a relationship that's going to grow and challenge you to in different perspective, right? A friend who encourages you to step out on your comfort zone will experience to take risks and see things from a different perspective. The same thing with relationships. If a person is not challenging you to be better or see better for you, it's not for you. Because friendships evolve just like relationships evolve. If I don't build a relationship with you as my partner, there's no way I can build a relationship with you as my friend. And it go hand in hand. It coincide with each other because you are seeing this person as your confidant. You seeing them as your safe space. You seeing them as your mate. And y'all are supporting each other to get onto a better journey to move forward. Imagine if we didn't have the same values, right? Where would that leave us? We would be in a place to where we have dreams and aspirations, right? And it's not going nowhere. And then you wondering to yourself like, well, I have this type of dream, but my partner is kind of like, trying to figure out where they want to be. Everything is built on a support system. If you support your friends and they support you, 9 times out of 10, everything will work in your favor. Just like a relationship. If your partner supports you and you support them, everything looks brighter. It looks better. Your goals, your beliefs, your passions, everything's deepened. Everything's deepened at that point. You don't have a chance to reflect on shoulda, coulda, wouldas. It's now, I'm about to execute it. Right now, if it wasn't for my partner helping me build this podcast and trying to figure out which route I want to go with it, I would have never did it because I wouldn't have understood the mechanism of trying to figure out what's my niche. How do I get to it? How do I figure it out without somebody supporting you? It's a support system, whether it's from your friends or it's from your spouse. It's very important. It's very important on how you figure out where you want to go, what matters to you, what connections you make, what time is spent. And a big thing for me is, how is it that when you're in these type of relationships with people and you try to build these type of bonds, that nothing comes into fruition for you to say, you know what? I'm the one that's building them. I'm the one that wants this. I'm the one that needs this. This is my life and I have to live it. Why does those questions never play a part in what you want to do? You have to figure out where your realm is in the matter of your friends and your relationships. Now, a big perspective for me is allowing a person to be them individual selves. Because if you don't, you end up with somebody that's playing a role, playing a part, trying to act. This is not an acting process. You have to figure out where it is that you fit in these situations, whether it comes to your friends or your relationship. It could be even family. You have to figure out what it is that you're doing and why you're doing it. Because people could always say, hey, I'm making these friendships, I'm doing this, that, and the third because I love everybody. You could love people all day long, doesn't mean they love you the same. You have to figure out where you fit in people's lives, because you can have as 1,000 friends and you can have one relationship, and it could go both ways. Either it's a friendship or it's a relationship. You have to figure out where you fit in the realm of other people's lives, because if not, you will fall short every single time. Working on trying to figure out where you fit. Now that's a big one for me, because I always had a problem with figuring out where I fit in people's lives. I never had the answer. I always used to try to figure out, like, well, maybe if I do this, I could fit in. Or maybe if I do that, I could fit in. It wasn't until I turned the age that I am now to figure out that I never, ever had to fit in. All I had to do was be myself. Be who I was, true to myself, and figuring out what my path was. And everything that was for me came to me. Forget everything else. Forget it. Because you know what? Whatever you portrayed for other people was never whoever you was from the beginning. And that's real talk. Because every single step you make and every move you make is based on who you are. You have to figure out what type of people you want in your life and what type of relationships you want to build. Whether it's positive or negative, it don't matter. Because guess what? At the end of the day, you have people that's for you and you got people that's against you. You got people that's going to root for you and you're going to have people that's going to boo for you. So there we are. This is where we at. Trying to figure out what type of friendships that you want to build. What type of relationships you want to build. What type of life you want to build for yourself, or even being a part of somebody else's life. And it's so crazy. I always try to figure out how you balance the two. Balancing a friendship and a relationship is hard, because you may have some people that agree with you and some people that don't. And guess what? It's fine. Whether they coincide with each other or not, that don't agree, you can always make a way for you. And that's true facts. You ever been in a situation where your partner and your friends just don't vibe? Now that's a tough one. That's a tough one, bro. Every time you go around your friends and your relationship, they do not get along whatsoever. No matter what you have done, no matter how you try to see it, no matter how you try to put them together. Maybe your friends and your significant other don't get along with each other, and they're not a big fan, and they're not in that part of the circle with each other. That's okay. Awkward and frustrating situations make the best friends. You want to know why? Because you set boundaries. It's boundaries. You can be around somebody, you can be content with being their friend, but guess what? If they not incoherent with your mate, it's okay. Because guess what? You can chill with your friends, you can leave your friends, and you can go and be with your mate. They don't never have to coincide with each other. I always tell myself this. Anywhere I go, I make friends. No matter where I'm at. I have a different realm of friends. I have friends that I could chill with. I have friends that I could confide in. I have friends that I could even dance with, right? It doesn't matter. I have different realms of friends that I could be around. And I'm in a comfortable space to let people know I don't have to chill with you today. I want to be with my friend that I could dance with because I'm in a dancing mood. I want to be with my friend that I could chill with because I'm in a chill mood. And it's okay. We all have to be accepting of that. Maybe friends don't coincide with each other like we want them to. But as long as we all love each other and respect each other in the ways that we need to, that's all peace. That's all peace. We have to get to a point to where not all people mesh with each other. And it's okay. We all have different realms of life that we have to live. We all have different of friendships that we have to deal with. And that's okay too. We have to figure out where we fit in this world, right? We have to figure out what type of friends we have. Understanding the root of our disagreements, right? Learning when a conflict is not personal. It's just sometimes. It's not personal. It's just sometimes. We can disagree sometimes and not make it personal in a friendship. If I don't want to hang with you today, that's okay. Understand, it's no love lost. We can chill some other time, but figure out when we gonna chill. Just know it's about us and nothing else. You don't have to worry about somebody else and what they doing in my life and how they, how they treat me and everything else. Worry about in that moment how you're treating me and how things work for us. That's all it is. It's a matter of understanding other people's spaces and how we get through life. That's it. You can get into a place where we have to balance out our loyalty and picking sides. Loyalty and picking sides. We're going to say it again. Loyalty and picking sides. Understand the difference between being loyal to somebody and picking sides. There's no picking sides. You have to be loyal no matter what. If you a real friend, you're going to be loyal no matter what. You're going to be loyal no matter what. Because that's your friend and you're going to stand 10 toes down for your friend. You're not just going to be loyal to your friend just because in that moment you don't like somebody else that they're hanging out with. If that's your friend, you're going to accept who they're hanging out with as well and let them know later, listen, it is what it is. I'm loyal to you and I respect you and I love you and that's it. That's all. Loyalty and friends. You have to learn the difference. Loyalty and picking sides. We're not going to do that. It's a lot of pressure already between people and their partners and trying to be overwhelmed with trying to figure out what friend or how can you fit into the realm of friends and try to figure out where you are in this person's life. It doesn't make sense. We have to figure out where our places is in our friends' lives and stay content with that and knowing that you're the best friend and doing the best of your ability to be that friend to them. That's all. Because outside of that, everything else is irrelevant. Honestly, your friend is worrying about meshing all her friends together or trying to figure out his or her friends in one group setting and trying to figure out where you piece yourself. By the time you figure out where you piece yourself, you ain't even have a good time because you're so worried about trying to put yourself in a category that you don't even need to be in. You don't need to be in it. All you need to do is be a loyal friend, be trustworthy, worry about being loyal to your friend that you are there for, and that's it. And once again, I am Shay, I am your host, and I'm out.